Welcome back to Restore Thrive. I'm Dr. Tim Cummings here with my friend Dr. Patrick Chandler, and we are talking about morning routines today. This is what we call our shoulder spin up. So if you've been following us online, you know that we love doing some just really basic but helpful mobility work first thing in the morning to wake up your body, or before you go train, to explore all the positions you can get your lower body or your upper body in. So our shoulder spin up that we're going to go through today is a really helpful tool to explore what types of ranges of motion are you short in. So Patrick just went through a tough workout. Cindy, for those of you in the CrossFit community yesterday, he was feeling pretty tight through his lats and through his pecs. So one of the things that we can do is explore how he can get his arm into some different shapes that require him to be flexible through those muscles. So the whole routine is going to start with us in just a normal standing position. We're going to start with some simple arm circles. So we're going to do this one arm at a time. We'll start with our right arm. We're going to start with hand by the side, thumb pointed forward. We'll bring our arm to the top here, reaching overhead, and think about as we get overhead, trying to really reach to the ceiling, and then we're going to let our upper body rotate, trying to reach behind us as far as we can, let that arm drop down and through, make as big of a circle as we can, back up, and then go back again. And as we start to feel comfortable with that, letting that happen with a little bit of speed and a little bit of momentum. The number for our exercise today is going to be 10. You're going to do 10 reps on each side. As that starts to feel looser again, let that arm move faster. Don't be afraid to let your upper body rotate. What we love about this warm-up is that it integrates the trunk, the midsection, and the hips as well as we go through. Jess, you're keeping count, right?
Nope.
I don't know, I'm at like 12 or 13.
All right, same thing on the other side.
Yeah.
So, left arm, same thing. Reach high at the top, rotate back and through, come back up. Use that momentum. Use that scoop at the bottom. I'm trying to reach as far back as I can, then scoop and come back up. Get that shoulder blade moving up and around my rib cage. And I'm keeping a hand always on my midsection just to cue myself to keep that belly button pulled in. I don't have to keep my spine perfectly straight, but that's going to help give me a little bit of postural awareness. Now we're going to go in the opposite direction. So when we go forward, our stop point is going to be out in front. I'm thinking about pulling my shoulder blade off my rib cage around my body, and I'm going to circle back, let my hand open up through, and then back forward, getting that shoulder blade moving off the rib cage. And again, let that trunk rotate, let your hips rotate. And we'll get 10 on each side. For those of you who like to bench press, it's kind of important.
I feel like I'm casting a fishing line.
Yeah. Kind of important that your shoulder blade actually moves freely around your shoulder blade and is not packed in there like hard earth. Same thing on the other side. Reach, rotate, and come through. A little bit stiffer there.
Yeah.
Man, you are tight. You can't keep your arms straight. Your biceps, man.
Yeah, that's I think what I'm noticing.
Uh-huh. It's like we've got a little bit of bicep stiffness. We're going to handle that here in a second. Thinking about 10 there. All right. Now we're going to start doing a little bit of horizontal rotation. So first thing we'll do is think about both palms up, starting to use our hips and our trunk as a driver for our arms. So we're going to start just with an easy side-to-side turn. And I want to see you guys, when you do this, even letting your foot come up, getting that weight shift, blocking with your lower body so that foot is stabilizing me as I turn through my hip and as I let my trunk turn. And again, I'm just going to get 10 on each side.
All you baseball players, this is excellent to warm up.
Golfers, hello.
Yep. Sorry.
Golfers. Retired baseball players.
Yes.
Injured baseball players. Once we have 10 there, we're going to start trying to reach across our body and upper back. So when I rotate to the left, my right arm is going to come across my shoulder. My left arm is going to go up my back. And then I'll do the same thing on the other side. And again, I want that motion to be driven from your hips and your trunk. We're not trying to force motion. We're just trying to explore.
Mine's not going.
Where is it, man? hand is trying to get up your back. So stiff.
Excuse the laughs from over here. This is quite entertaining.
So stiff. We're gonna do part 2 of the hip spin up next, don't worry. And we'll get Jess back on the floor.
I think Tim does these just to embarrass everybody else.
That's what it is. That's what I live
If
for.
I hadn't done all those push-ups, I would have done better off.
Once we've got that, we're gonna start working on lateral seam, catching your lats, and warming up some of that neural mobility as well. So what we'll do here is a little bit of what we call a side-to-side arm swing. We wanna imagine there's a pane of glass right in front of our body. We're gonna start moving our hips right and left. We're gonna put our arms in front of us and start to try to reach up towards the ceiling. I'll try not to hit Patrick. That would be the funniest video. And you can see as I'm going up into this position, my hip's going out, my wrist is flicking up. I'm trying to get that arm as high as I can. So again, I'm catching some of that neural mobility, making sure everything's sliding the way that it should. But again, use that hip drive, use that trunk drive, bump that hip out, get that lateral seam opened up. And once we have 10 of those, we've got 2 left. So the next one is just an arm crossover stretch. This is one you've seen Michael Phelps do if you've watched the Olympics. You're just gonna give yourself a big hug, bring your arms out wide, let those wrists come out wide again and extend, and just vary which arm goes over the top. Make sure you keep breathing. What we find most of the time when people are tight, they forget to breathe, which makes them tighter. So just nice and easy. And then the last one is a top to bottom arm swing. So we're gonna start with arms in front, palms facing forward, and I'm gonna flick my arms down and back. My wrists are gonna extend back when I get to the back, and then I'm gonna come back up and then swing them down. So now I'm getting that shoulder extension, which is fairly important again if you want a big bench press or you wanna do a lot of high rep push-ups. Getting your arm and your humerus extended behind you, fairly important motion. So 10 of these, and then we should be ready for more specific warm-ups, exercises, anything that we need to do with the upper body. So again, think about this. What we've done is we've taken you through all the fundamental shapes that your arms and your shoulders should be able to get into. That's why we love this warm-up. Even if you're not doing this before a workout, this is a great daily practice just to maintain normal ranges of motion in your shoulder that you otherwise probably aren't exploring. So give this one a try at home. Let us know what you think, guys. You can leave a comment below or find us at RestoreThrive.com.